Howdy friends, welcome to my car. I'm really excited for a number of reasons today. One, it is a beautiful spring day. Two, because it is a beautiful spring day, I am going on a little adventure and I'm taking all of you with me. One of the things that I've been kind of eager to do, or at least try, is to paint outside. And by paint outside, I mean to paint the scenery outside. And right now is like peak blooming season for a lot of the trees, especially here in Pennsylvania. We are in the crux of spring, and if I don't do it now, I'm squandering my opportunity. Before we head out, I do have to say that I did try to do this yesterday, and it was a little bit more blustery, and the weather was just absolutely not conducive to me doing any sort of outdoor painting. But I decided to try again, and who knows what the day will hold, because I just want to sit comfortably somewhere where it's quiet and not be blown away by the wind, and maybe do some lovely paintings. Let's go have some fun. Okay, we have reached our first destination, which is the inner city Harrisburg Cemetery. I have been here a couple of times in the past few years during some very lovely blooming seasons. There's another one that's sort of at the end of May too, I think, where the trees have finished blooming, but the shrubs that start flowering all grow these gorgeous flowers. So this is a place that I like to visit a lot in the warm weather months. You guys are gonna love this. Ah, I love this place. I don't know how you can be anything but enchanted, honestly. Makes me hope that someday, after I die, they bury me in a place like this. Oh, all of the wild violets are coming in too. Everything's just so pretty. It's just so breathtakingly beautiful. Would you just look at, oh, I feel so horrible for stepping on the wild violets because they're so pretty. Just these gorgeous pops of purple all over the grass. And I don't know how not to step on them. I'll have to be like very ginger. Whoop, where I walk. Look at that gorgeous tree. Look at those gorgeous trees. Look at that one. Way down there. This cemetery is old, so there are a lot of really cool headstones, lots of mausoleums too that are sort of on that side of the cemetery, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my god. I keep getting distracted. Those ones smell nice. There's a lot of very beautiful fragrant smells in this cemetery right now. You know, this country, by comparison to others, is not terribly old, just a few centuries. But Harrisburg, which is the capital of Pennsylvania, I'm pretty sure that this place is about as old as the country is. So we have Revolutionary War, I think, tombstones that exist somewhere in here, and they're falling apart. Now the thing is, I gotta find a nice place to sort of set up camp. I brought a blanket with me to sit on. It is a much milder day today, so I don't think that I will be disrupted by large gusts of wind this time around. But I want to set up a nice area where I can relax for a bit and get a decent view of a variety of color. Also, as you can see, I took my hula hoops with me for this adventure today. And maybe I'll get some exercise in undisturbed. I did try to do some hooping yesterday, not here, but I went to a different park, which was more of like a nature trail, and everybody and their brother was out trying to do hiking, and as they should have been. It was a very nice day, but I don't know why, just performing with my hoop in front of all of those people when I'm still really not that good. I was like, don't look at me. And I don't think that any of the people buried here would mind. Ooh, this is This is one of my favorite types of trees that blooms in the springtime. I don't know what type it is, but these just like little pinky purple flowers. Do you have a smell? I can't smell anything. Oh, I'm disturbing the bees. Sorry, bees. Oh, just like, look, everything. I have such a hard time not just being awestruck. I have like the attention span of a fly right now because I keep looking at everything going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's so pretty. The problem is that there are too many good spots. There's an embarrassment of wealth here. That might make it a little bit difficult to make a final determination on where we want to sit. But I'm gonna try. I'm just so glad it's not windy today like it was yesterday. It was so unpleasant. I was trying to paint and I was using my sketchbook, and I did bring clips to like clip the pages down, but the wind was actually like closing my book on me while I was in the middle of painting, and I dragged my hand in the wet paint a couple of times. Oh, and also one of my water brushes started to malfunction, so I took care of that this morning and brought along a different water brush. And the wind was blowing so bloody hard that it was going right through me, and my hands were so cold that they started to shake. So I just wasn't even able to really finish the thing. I did my best, but I was too uncomfortable, so I gave up and went home. There. That robin is chubby. Oh, sorry. Here we go. So I've got a blanket that I am sitting on, and I found just a really nice view. There it is. Sorry about my hinky camera work here, but I'm doing my best. This seems like a really cozy spot. It also appears to be very well protected from the sunshine, which was part of the reason why I was so uncomfortable yesterday. I have never felt so simultaneously hot and cold at the same time, because I had the sun baking me to the point of discomfort, and also the wind whipping around and making all of my extremities very cold. So it was very confusing, as spring often is. Let me pull out my sketchbook. I'll show you the painting that I failed yesterday. I'll get the rest of my gear out too. Wow, this place is so pretty. And I chose a spot that smells really good. I'm getting like whiffs of floral scent. So this is the painting that I didn't complete yesterday. It doesn't look that bad, but it's really sloppy, and unfortunately that was just because of all of the elements, both literal and figurative, that were sort of against me. Having the water brush malfunction on me was actually like a really huge part of that. One of the brushes that I just bought the previous day started sucking the water back up into the barrel, like the pigment that I was putting on the bristles, which was a huge pain in the butt because that tainted all of my water to use with that brush. So I gave it a good wash this morning, and I replaced the tip with a different tip from a different brush set, and it fits, so that's good. But I had bought these, I don't know if you can see, but these are huge water brushes. These are, what are they called? Niji? I can't remember what the company name that makes these Niji water brushes is called, but these are by far the largest that I've ever seen, and they hold a lot of water, which is really good. I also have one little Faber-Castell water brush, and I just brought them all with me, because why not? And I'm not very well practiced yet at using water brushes. I'm doing my best. They're not quite as intuitive as using regular paintbrushes, so it's taken a lot of like learning and sort of relearning how to paint with them. I also brought some water for both drinking and refilling the water brushes if needed. Oh, one other thing that I learned from yesterday is that it is best if you are sitting on this side of me so that you can actually see what I'm doing. I have to admit that I'm very intimidated by drawing out in nature, or specifically drawing the scenery that I see, only because, well, first of all, in a place like this, there isn't much dimension. Everything's just very tightly packed in together, so it's very dense. And usually when I am doing art, I'm using photo reference. So I'm translating a 2D image from another 2D image, and I feel like that has been kind of a helpful shortcut. But you can't do that when you're sitting and referencing something that's sitting right in front of you in real life. I don't do like live portraits either with like live models either. Something that I should also probably practice doing at some point. Yeah, like I'm having I'm having difficulty fitting this whole scene that I want to put in here on the page. How do I do this? Okay, here I go. Wish me luck. Oh, before I get started, I wanted to show you this. I cut up an old sock. I saw this as a suggestion on a YouTube video or comment thread somewhere. I can't remember exactly where, but somebody was saying that if you're going to travel out in nature, if you have an old sock, cut the sort of ankle band part of that sock out and use it on your wrist like this to clean your water brushes. That way, ooh, there's still a lot of pigment on this. That way you don't have to keep using paper towels and have them blow away in the wind and stuff like that. And I thought that was really clever, so I brought this guy with me. It's gonna make my wrist a little bit wet, but I'm okay with that. And it's gonna get absolutely splattered in color. Okay. I'm checking in now. I don't think that I'm actually doing a much better job than I was yesterday. I have a lot fewer frustrations, that's for sure. I am definitely finding this super challenging. I can't believe how much I rely on using reference. When I have painted scenery in the past, obviously not in person, but it's usually of something a little bit more sprawling and not so much at ground level the way that I am sitting right now. So there's a lot more opportunity for me to kind of like layer a little bit, and for this one I'm having quite a difficult time trying to figure out like what to put down first. Like I knew I wanted this pink tree that's sitting right in front of me to be the centerpiece here, and it doesn't look half bad. I mean, I'm not complaining or anything, but there was another tree behind it, and I knew if I put that one down first the pink wouldn't show up. But since I put this one down, I have to like move in between all of the little sections around here to sort of get some of the greener parts that are sort of standing behind this pink tree right here. And I didn't even bother like trying to fill in all of the crazy dimension or the sky color or anything. So learning how to layer when you're doing a landscape like this, it's quite a puzzle actually, and not something that I anticipated. Now granted, I think that I could probably do a little bit better if I had a somewhat better seating area, a little bit better view. Certainly if I was working from a photograph the way that I normally do, because that is my comfort zone. But I did want to challenge myself a little bit, and I am being challenged for sure. The thing is that lately I've been trying to put a lot of emphasis in my art practice on not being afraid to do ugly art. I'm not going to be able to do everything. You know what I mean? I am not superhuman. But the more that I sit down and do my best to put myself in situations where I am less than comfortable and where I'm not just repeating the same things that I'm good at over and over again, it does give me an opportunity to learn how to do them and how to improve upon them. I just have to get past that really not so comfortable zone where I'm very clearly not having a good time because I'm not good at it. And I think that it's producing something less than attractive. Not everything has to be for aesthetic purposes only. And I do feel as if that sometimes we get kind of wrapped in our heads, especially in the age of social media. We feel as if we have to have everything absolutely pristine. I mean, I know I hear a lot of artists talk about the pitfalls of perfectionism and how it plagues them, and I'm no different, honestly. Like, hi, I'm Serena, and I'm a perfectionist. But I do think that it's interesting that once you just try it and then do stuff like this that's maybe not so cute, this definitely doesn't have the look, the intended look and the end result that I was hoping for. But the only way I'm going to learn how to do that is either by watching other people do it or by doing it myself and failing until I succeed. So I think that I can incorporate a little bit of both into my learning process throughout all of this. I am gonna try to go home and see if I can pick up some pointers from other people that do watercolor landscapes to see if there's some tips and tricks that they can provide to me, because I've been sitting here for 45 minutes to an hour now, and yeah, not my finest, but it doesn't have to be. It's more about the experience. It's about sitting on this blanket and smelling the beautiful floral smells and feeling the very light breeze and being in a cozy, quiet, beautiful cemetery with just me and my thoughts and my camera and trying to immortalize in time a very beautiful moment, which will be gone soon. Spring doesn't last forever, sadly. And I took a bazillion pictures with my phone. So if I really wanted to paint something again, I have some references that I can go back to. I'm gonna let my paints dry really quick. How's this page doing? That was very brave of me to just be like, ah! These were my 2 attempts, my 2 outdoor live painting experiences where I tried to capture the scenery around me. To be honest, they're worth the memories. And I will do this again sometime. Absolutely. In fact, I'm going to be doing that a lot from now on, I think. All right, let's do some hooping. So it's been a few days, and I have my spread of the 2 paintings that I completed when I went outdoors, and when I see them in context to each other, here they are, I actually don't really hate them. They're not the best that I've ever done. They definitely didn't turn out the way that I wanted them to, which is okay. We need to be okay with failure. I need to be okay with failure. But looking at them, truly, does have a distinctive, like, romantic quality to me. I don't know if it's just because of the day that I spent in the cemetery painting this one specifically. It has endeared me to these paintings and made me like them a little bit better. I know when I posted this one to social media, a lot of people told me that they thought that it was beautiful, and you know, I can't change other people's opinions because mine is different, but I do understand why people would find it beautiful. I am going to look into learning some of the fundamentals of doing watercolor landscapes, specifically loose watercolor landscapes, but just try to see if I can pick up some more tips that will help me get the shapes that I want and the values that I want when I'm doing paintings like this. And then just as a treat, I added some flowers. Part of my day trip to the cemetery included me picking some flowers right before I left for the day and pressing them actually between these pages, and then I waited a few days for them to dry and glued them in using some acrylic gel, and that's just, you know, my keepsakes from that little adventure to the cemetery, and I scattered them throughout. We've got some wild violets, one dogwood flower, these pink ones that I can't quite remember what they are, and then these are part of the pink tree, this one actually, that I was painting right in front of me. These sort of like dark pink, they've sort of faded into like a kind of maroon color. And then this flower down here, which I think is a wild strawberry flower. So I have added those to my little spread. I never thought I would incorporate any kind of scrapbooking into this watercolor sketchbook, but it just felt like it needed a little bit of sprucing up, and I kind of used this flower placement right here to cover up a mistake that I had made on this house, so now I don't have to look at it. The things that you come up with. I will have to go back out into nature and try painting again, because I do think that there is some lessons to be learned about translating an image which is right in front of you that you're seeing with your own two eyes, as opposed to confined into a space like a photograph on your phone or a photograph at all, or going from one 2D image into another 2D image. There is a translation that I feel like I could improve upon, and it really does feel like kind of learning a new visual language, so that's something that I'm probably going to be practicing in the future. I guess that means that you can look forward to seeing me going on more outdoor art adventures, because of course I would want to share them with all of you. I want to wish everyone a happy Earth Day. I know that by the time that this video comes out, that will have been a few days ago, but it's Earth Week as far as I'm concerned, so please go out in nature, do some gardening, plant a tree, or just do as I did and enjoy the space around you, especially during springtime. Soak it up while it lasts. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and subscribe if you want to see more art content from me, and I will see you next time. Ciao, everyone.